Well, back here in the UK, people have also been trying to help in any way they can. I'm joined now by Sue Hubbard, who set up a petition to urge the government to do more to support people seeking sanctuary here in the UK, a petition which has got more than 180,000 signatures. And the radio presenter Lliana Bird, who's set up an online account, in fact a couple of them, for people to donate food and clothes and money for refugees in Calais. Good evening to you both. Sue, what inspired you?
Well, I'm a writer. I'm not unused to the media. I'm an art critic, though I'm not a campaigner and I don't write about politics. But over the weekend, I saw these images disseminated long before other people were picking them up, of not one, but a whole clutch of dead children lying on the beach, I think, in Turkey. And I'm a mother, and I just gasped. I think anybody, well, I'm not saying it's only people who have children, but anybody who has a child.
Can I play devil's advocate a little bit here? Because some people are saying that this image is one dead child, distressing, moving though it is. We have problems in our own country with our own children. Why this in particular?
Because we have a history, supposedly, of giving people sanctuary. These people are refugees. They're fleeing from war and violence, and we're doing nothing about it. I can't bear the fact that on a tourist beach in Turkey or Greece, there are little 3-year-olds being washed up. There are probably 3-year-olds playing farther down the beach. Something totally obscene about it. And yes, I have been attacked. I've been called sick and evil for using it. But that was before they were all over. They're all over your screen. They're all over all the newspapers now. I'm not sick and evil for using it. What is sick and evil is that we're allowing children to drown like this.
Lliana, what about you and your friends? Why did you decide to do something about this?
It was actually 2 of our friends who just really had enough of the lack of action from our government, and also we felt misrepresented by our press. A lot of the press who were dehumanising.
A lot of the press?
Well, you know...
Not all of the press.
Well, I don't want to tar everyone with the same brush, but there's certainly a large proportion of the press that was giving this impression that people in Britain are unwelcoming towards refugees, are, you know, dehumanising, whether you want to call them immigrants or refugees. But we were sick of it, and 2 of our friends actually just got in a car, drove to Calais. They just said, we just need to get there and see what we can do. And coming back with the stories that we heard, we just said, we have to do something. These people are living in dire conditions. Whatever the end result of them staying in Calais, whether they come to Britain, whether they go somewhere else, we have to help them right now.
Again, I know you point the finger at the press, but the press today, many of the newspapers, us as well, of course, have shown that picture. Do you sense there's a bit of a tipping point being reached? And are you seeing that, the response to your campaign?
Absolutely. And actually, you know, we started this a couple of weeks ago and we were expecting quite a negative reaction. And the opposite happened. You know, people were relieved to be able to help. They jumped on the opportunity, and what it was saying to us was that actually the British public are far more compassionate than perhaps we're being painted to be by the government and certain parts of the press, and people were desperate to have a way to help.
Just final question to you both. Sue first. Is Britain doing enough?
No, of course it's not doing enough, and what David Cameron says shames us, and that's not a political point. I'm not in this to play politics. I'm not interested. My petition is to Theresa May simply because she's in power. The fact is, I am not prepared, and we should not be prepared in a civilised world to see people drowning.
Lliana, briefly. Is Britain doing enough?
Absolutely not. I've felt ashamed these past few months, and I think we need to step up to the plate. We're one of the richest countries. We have a heritage, or we're supposed to have this heritage, where we're compassionate and we help people, and we need to do far more.